Have you got a first aid kit at home? Have you taught your children how to use the items in the first aid kit in case they need to help you or anybody else at home, their friends or another family member? So let's go through one. This is just a small one that I generally keep in my handbag. I do have a very large handbag, but you just never know in a case of emergency when you might need to use it. So let's delve inside and see what's in there and what we actually use each of the items that are in this first aid kit. It's always good to know what you've got in your kit at home. So here we have just the roller bandage. In large first aid kits, you do have different size bandages and you've got different types of bandages as well. This is what we call a light to medium crate bandage. It's generally used to hold dressings in place when you don't need to use a lot of pressure to stop a bleed. So otherwise for bleeding, you would have a lot heavier, they call it a heavy crate bandage, which is a lot thicker in material and will give you a lot better compression. So that's what we call a roller bandage. When we apply a bandage, it's always good if we can to roll outways with it, so that way you have better control and also you less likely to drop it, but you also apply a lot better pressure. I guess another way to look at it is if you hang your toilet paper off the wall like that a lot of people do when you apply the bandage, just the other way around. All right, so that's our crate bandages or our roller bandages. Here we have the best thing in the first aid kit, which is a triangular bandage. There are so many uses of this, and I will be doing a video shortly of my beautiful little niece Alexis, who's on most of my YouTube videos, showing everybody how you can use a triangular bandage. So it can be used as a pad for bleeding, it can be used as slings, as you can see on the picture there, for arm injuries, shoulder injuries, rib injuries. So it's the best thing. Make a donut ring out of it. Those of you who have done a first aid course, we use donut rings to support impaled objects. So best thing in the first aid kit. Band-aids. I'm sure you all know what band-aids are used for. Here's another type of bandage. This one's called a conforming bandage. It's a lot softer than the light to medium crate one. And again, it's just really to keep dressings in place, or if you've got an eye patch over someone's eye, to keep that in place. So these ones are a lot softer, a bit easier on the skin as well. Good for kids. These little squares, they come in a packet and they're all generally sterile, but these little squares are called gauze and they do come in different sizes, and a lot of people don't realise what gauze is actually used for. If I put it a bit closer, it's not that great to cover wounds and keep out infection because it's rather loosely woven, so a lot of germs can actually find its way through the gauze. We generally use gauze for cleaning wounds, so that's what we use instead of cotton wool ball, because cotton wool ball will leave the thread. So that is called gauze. And when you want to clean wounds, first aid kits will have saline in there. So saline, which is sodium chloride, is just pretty much salty water really, is a fantastic way to clean wounds and less likely that someone will have a reaction. You can also use saline as an eye wash. Right, so I've got some dust or something in my eye that you want to wash away, put the eye down and we rinse it that way. So whatever is in this eye doesn't go into the other eye. All right, so that is saline. This kit also has one of these. And again, they come in a packet, but this is what we use to protect ourselves when we do CPR. So if you've done a CPR course before, every first aid kit will have a protective shield because you've always got to be careful about protecting yourself. So you don't want to catch any other nasty germs from someone else. You've also got gloves. All right, so every first aid kit will have a set of gloves. Again, always protect yourself so you don't come into contact with body fluids. All first aid kits will have different types of little pads and dressings in there. So this one's just a small, they call it a non-adherent dressing. So it's a dressing that you would use if you don't want it to stick onto burns and small cuts and things like that. So it's got a shiny side. I don't quite know if you can see that in the light, but it's got a plastic side. So the plastic side is the non-stick side, and that's the side that would go on top of the wound, and then you can use a bandage to keep that in place. And they do come in different sizes, so non-adherent dressings. This one is just a pad. It doesn't have a shiny side, so it can be used. You can fold it up, maybe a little bit of pressure. You can get a lot thicker ones in first aid kits, but as I said, mine is just a tiny first aid kit that I put in my handbag. So I can use it as a pad for a bit of pressure. I can use it to cover a wound, although it doesn't have that plastic side, so the other one's a lot better. Or you can use it to even wipe up blood. But be familiar with what you have in your first aid kit, so that way you know, and teach your children in case they have to help someone as well. All right, bye for now. Bye.